Hey everybody, it's good to see you again. I'm Katie from Wojo Homestead, and usually we do a fully edited video. I decided I am not going to do that today because that is what's been holding me up from getting videos posted. So just going to be super casual, super spur of the moment, and toss this up there. So we don't need to be fancy, right? No, we're not gonna be fancy, not anymore. So it's been really rainy and cold. That fall chill is definitely in the air, and it's sweatshirt weather for sure. The goats are very angry because they think they want to go outside, but they don't. Nobody wants to go outside right now, it's too cold. Except maybe the ducks, because it is raining. And we'll just let them enjoy a nice indoor day. The boys are munching. Now for a surprise. Hi turkeys, look how big you got. Come on out. Look at the size difference between that Old English game bantam and the broad-breasted white turkeys. I think we have 3 males and 3 females. You're definitely a boy. So are you. Anywho, open this up, and if they really want to play in the mud, munch on leaves, they can do that. What do you think, guys? In or out? Doesn't look very nice out. Well, the ducks are happy. This is one of the Delaware roosters we decided to keep. We kept 2. And there's 5 Delaware hens that we kept. You guys are naughty. Naughty and smelly. Hi. I want to touch you. You're stinky. Hi, girls. So that's what we've got going on in the barn. So we've got a couple of the girls bred. We've got Pip bred, we've got Dolly, the solid black doe. She's been bred. We've been waiting for May, the black and white doe, to come into heat, but either she's got sneaky heats or for some reason she's not coming into heat yet. So we'll wait a little bit longer. And then we had kind of an accidental breeding between our buck Luke and Viv, we did not plan to breed her this year. So, and I feel really bad about the fact that she was accidentally bred, but what can I say? I'm a bad farmer. Honestly, they both got out at the same time because I wasn't watching the gates well enough, and I just hope she'll do okay with it if she took. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. So I know we haven't done really a thorough update on the Delaware meat chickens. So for those of you who haven't seen our previous videos, we raised about 50 heritage breeds. We decided to go with the Delaware, which is, they used to be an old commercially raised chicken, and I guess they were the primary like broiler breed before the Cornish cross. Now this was prior to World War II, so, and they are on the livestock conservancy website listed as I forget if they were threatened or whatnot. Not the worst status, but they were under watch, I think it was called. But anyway, so we raised these birds, Cornish cross. They take only, 7 to 9 weeks or so to raise. These Delaware birds took quite a bit longer. We processed some at, I think it was 19 weeks, and we were just not happy with the size. They were barely hitting 3 pounds. I think the biggest one we got was 3.5. I don't know if this is one of the early ones or later ones. Well, let's see. 9.4. So this is, I think this is one of the earlier ones that we did. This would be just about the biggest one we got. It was 3.85 pounds after being dressed out. And we weren't terribly happy with that. Also, for some reason, the plucker didn't work out as well with these. I think because they're not as like round and chunky, like chubby. I think they're more streamlined. Hi, buddy. But anyway, I'm gonna cook one of these guys up for dinner. I think we'll probably make like chicken enchiladas or something. Another thing I found, they have a lower meat to bone ratio. So the Cornish cross, if we cooked, first of all, our Cornish crosses were probably, most of them were almost 5 pounds, some of them even above 6 pounds in a much shorter time frame. But the amount of meat on them was so much more, like there was more meat than there was bone weight, whereas this is the opposite. So for just Eric and I, we can probably get 2, maybe if we stretch it, maybe 3 meals off of this by the time you pull all the meat off. If you're talking, making the bones into bone broth and all that, of course it can stretch further. But a Cornish cross of similar size, we could probably get 4 or 5 meals at least for the 2 of us off of that. So it is less. However, I do think that the meat is more flavorful on these guys. There's more of what seems like dark meat. It's not, the flavor's similar, it's just like a more intense chicken flavor, if that makes any sense. And I do like that this size bird does fit better in my Instant Pot. The Cornish, most of them did not fit. I had to cut the legs off, which is kind of a pain to do while frozen, but these guys are just smaller all around. So while that's kind of a plus, I would say the major issue, 2 things really, both kind of under the same umbrella. They took, we did know going into this that they were going to take longer, but we didn't anticipate how much longer. And we did feed them meat bird food, so they were getting plenty of protein, plenty of calories, and we supplemented them with you know, kitchen scraps and things like we do to our main flock. Feed costs are crazy right now. The cost of everything really is crazy right now, but because of the huge increase in feed costs, it was definitely not an economical endeavor, you could put it that way. I did calculate, at the time we started raising them, I calculated the cost of the meat per pound, and we'll go through that in another video, but I'm afraid to even calculate what it ended up being with the feed increases factored in. Yeah, so there was that. And then the second thing was they took so long to grow out that the roosters started kind of going through puberty, and they were very, very mean, very mean. By the end of it, I was not sorry to see them go. We picked 2 of the best roosters who were not total jerks, and we integrated them in with our laying flock, along with the 5 Delaware hens that we had previously integrated. So the short summary of that is we are going to experiment with a couple of different heritage breeds. We're going to keep the Delaware breeding flock. They are, turns out, really good egg layers anyway. Even the hens are a little more aggressive than I would like them to be. They're not nice, like buff hens, like they'll peck you in the face if you get too close. So I don't love them. I don't love their personalities. But they are good egg layers and they are good meat birds. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep them on hand for the next couple of years, and they'll just be in with our egg laying flock, and we will rely on the Cornish as long as we can, but we'll keep a small batch of Delawares to breed out in the event that Cornish are not available or things are looking kind of strange out there, you know what I mean? And then in addition to that, we're going to test out the, I'm going to mispronounce it, the Delawares, not Barnevelders, Delawares. I know I'm saying it wrong. Correct me in the comments if you want, but yeah, so we're going to try them. We're going to even try, I think, some buffs, maybe some others, just a few here and there. I'd like to try the American Bress, but we'll see how ambitious we are. We're probably going to be pretty busy in the springtime with the baby goats, but we'll see what all we can juggle. So mixed results on those Delawares. Eric and I might do a sit down and compare and contrast the actual numbers of it, but I don't know. I almost think we're better off not knowing. I know they were expensive to raise. So for now, what we have to look forward to is it is almost turkey processing time. I have to say I have loved raising turkeys. These are our first turkeys. Aside from the fact that we lost half of them, we ordered 12. 3 or 4 were dead on arrival, and then we did lose a couple to random things. But the rest have been really healthy, and they are growing super, super well. They do go through a lot of feed, but honestly, not as much as I thought. And I mean, they're so sweet and they follow us around. They're really just a joy to have. If they were not the broad-breasted variety that tend to get problems the longer you keep them. I would consider keeping a couple, but these guys unfortunately are going to have to be processed here in the next couple of weeks. But that's okay. They've served their purpose. They've had a good time foraging. On that note, we were actually going to run them through the woods, but they ended up just being really gregarious, friendly creatures. And they follow us around, and they preferred to be in the barnyard corral with the rest of the chicken flock. So we just decided, you know what, we're not going to push them off into the woods. We'll keep them right where they want to be, and that's where they were happiest. So next year, we're going to get a couple of the heritage breed turkeys. That way we can keep them from year to year and hatch out turkey poults. Turkey poults are getting expensive anymore. I mean, you can pay as much as, I've seen them as low as like $7, $8 if you get them with like a bargain group of birds at a hatchery online. But I've seen them as high as, $15, $16 per turkey poult. So that's a lot of upfront cost, plus shipping, plus, all the feed. I mean, they're really not cheap. That's why we only do a handful a year. So here's a look at all the meat from the delicious homegrown Delaware heritage chicken that I just cooked up in the Instant Pot. We got probably, I don't know, 1.5 pounds of meat or so. Like I said, not a whole lot, lots of delicious dark meat. And there's, about a quart or so of decent broth in there, and plenty of bones to make more bone broth with. So turned out pretty well overall. It's really tasty. We'll use it for chicken enchiladas, couple of meals. Really good. Guys, I know we haven't been doing a whole lot in the way of videos lately. There's reasons for that. Mostly we've been really sick, really tired, and really busy, but we're going to try to get more videos up here in the next couple of weeks and months. We are working on some other things behind the scenes. So, and also it is almost the 1-year mark for that wax cheese video. So I will be doing an update on that and my final conclusions about that topic, as well as some other fun things. So we look forward to seeing you again on the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.